Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Women in Engineering podcast. This is your host, Stephanie Alexandric. Today, I am joined with Eesha Sharma, who's a second-year chemical engineering student doing a dual degree in artificial intelligence systems engineering. How are you doing today, Eesha?
I'm doing good, Stephanie. How are you?
I am doing great, thanks. Jumping straight into the first question, why did you choose to pursue this dual degree?
So there is a couple reasons why I chose to pursue AI as a dual degree. Firstly, I really enjoyed programming in high school and in first year, so I wasn't really completely ready to abandon that kind of learning. So that's why I chose to kind of move forward with it. And once they released artificial intelligence as a dual degree option, I really just jumped at the opportunity. I thought it was perfect for me. And secondly, artificial intelligence is really becoming a lot more present in society, and there's a lot of daily applications for it. For example, like online shopping recommendations and facial recognition. So I thought there'd be a lot of opportunities within the industry for AI, and I just thought it would be an asset going into the industry and graduating from university.
I have found myself as well that AI has just come up more and more as I've continued with my degree myself as well, especially in image recognition or image processing. And then I've also seen it in monitoring applications, specifically in chemical systems.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question. How does the dual degree look like in terms of the number of years, what courses you have to take, and when, etc.?
So the entire dual degree is a 5-year program, so you take your normal first year engineering with all the same common courses, and then the next 4 years is a mixture of your core discipline. In my case, it'll be chemical classes, and then software and artificial intelligence courses. So my second year, what it has looked like is I have 2 introductory software courses, and then I continue with majority of my core discipline chemical courses. And then you continue later on kind of progressing towards artificial intelligence courses, which are more geared towards machine learning. And you have a couple ECE, electrical computer engineering courses in there as well. In the end, you do graduate with 2 Bachelor of Engineering Sciences, which is pretty cool. It's pretty good to have.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I wanted to add that I just remembered right now is, are other disciplines allowed to enter into this dual degree?
Yes, so every discipline except for software can do the AI dual degree. I also don't think integrated can do it either. And also something else I'd like to add is that because of the 5-year program, you're still taking the same course load as everyone else. So for me, I'm taking 6 courses like every other chem student. You just have the 5th year to extend that and make sure it's not too much on you.
Yeah, that's definitely good to know. I think some people are worried that they have to overload, and that's obviously not required for your dual degree, and I haven't found it in mine as well.
Yeah, definitely not the case.
Yeah. If you're able to, what specific courses have you taken so far, and are you planning on taking for this dual degree?
So I took 2 software courses this year. I'm currently in one, and I took one last semester. So last semester, it was a continuation of Java from first year. So that's something to keep in mind when you're taking the first year programming course. But this semester, I'm actually in a project-based course. So this is where we get in a group, and we basically work on a coding-related project. Our project this semester is going to be more geared towards the utilization of artificial intelligence. So I think that's pretty cool because this is the first time we're kind of getting, I guess, exposed to it. And then in future years, where the artificial intelligence faculty is going to create courses, so some is going to be machine learning or IoT systems, and we're also going to take some digital systems courses as well. They have an academic calendar up if you're wanting to look more into the courses as well, just on the UWO website, or you can definitely ask one of the faculty or myself.
Okay, so going into this dual degree, have you found or do you know of any scholarship opportunities that are associated with pursuing this dual degree?
So currently I have not found any, but this is actually the first year that the AI dual degree is running. So it makes sense that there aren't a lot of opportunities yet, but I expect to see a lot more come up later on, especially as the program develops a lot more.
Yeah. What jobs and career paths does this dual degree specifically lead to?
So I kind of view this dual degree and the paths that come out of it in two ways. So firstly, I think the AI degree can kind of equip you with the skill set to enter a technical field. So more like a job that is more programming and software based. Or I can see it being an asset in any other industries. So, for example, I personally want to end up in the environmental field as somebody who is working with companies to make their manufacturing processes more sustainable. So I really hope to use AI to make this goal more possible and kind of integrate my two degrees.
Do you know of any requirements that you need to apply for this dual degree?
Yes, so when I was applying, you needed a 75% weighted average for your first year to apply, and first consideration was given to individuals who have at least a 60% in every course. But once you're in the degree, you only have to maintain that 60% average just to stay in engineering, so once you're in, there's not really too much pressure.
That's really great to hear. I've heard with other dual degrees it can be a little bit more competitive, but I'm glad to hear that for this one, as long as you have decent grades, you're able to get into it if you're interested.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so how would a student, if they had the grades and were interested in this dual degree, how would they go about applying for it?
So like I mentioned before, this is the first year of the dual degree, so the application process was very new for me. So basically what I had to do was I just chose the AISE, Artificial Intelligence Systems Engineering option in my intent to register, which comes out in February or March. And it honestly wasn't anything too difficult. You just select it as your first option. And then they let you know in the summer if you made it into the program. So nothing too nerve-wracking.
How do you stay connected with the engineering community while completing the courses required for your second degree? And I'm not sure if you've actually experienced this too much yet so far, but maybe a plan on how you plan on doing so?
So I have all my classes with engineering students, but I am kind of split between two disciplines. I do a majority of my classes with chem-eng students, so it hasn't been too difficult, I guess, staying integrated within that community. And also there are a lot of artificial intelligence students in your other classes. So I kind of like having, the two groups of people, and I haven't really felt separated. I also have two different kind of groups to study with for different courses. So that has kind of helped me stay, I guess, more involved within each one.
Yeah. It's good to know that there are other students that are also pursuing this, so that you have people that you can talk to and they're in the same boat as you. Did you find it was difficult to go back to, I guess, your core engineering courses after you worked on courses from your second degree?
So I guess this really depends on the person. Me personally, I didn't find it too difficult. I actually really enjoyed having two very different sets of classes to work on. And again, you're still in different engineering courses, so there is some similarities, but I guess the difference is based on your learning style. I think if you are pursuing this dual degree, that is something you will consider. But again, I just really enjoyed having a break from like my chemical courses and being able to code and things like that.
Definitely a different style of learning, and yeah, coding is very different than I think a lot of the other base engineering disciplines.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Do you have any tips that you would recommend to other students that they can use to succeed while pursuing this dual degree?
So I kind of mentioned before how there's a lot of people within the AI dual degree as well. So I think it's really about just connecting with those different individuals in the same degree, because it would be really helpful to find people who have similar schedules to you and you can kind of go to for those individual classes, and who can also, look more into industry projects or what the future is in the career with you. That is one of my biggest tips, I guess, for the degree. Also reaching out to different people in the faculty in the new degree. I was able to speak with the director of artificial intelligence a couple months ago, and it was really helpful to see her take on it and get some student perspective on how to develop the degree even more and how to make the program more fit for us students. So that is definitely something I recommend.
Do you know the name of the director?
Yes, Dr. Ali.
Okay, good to know.
Yes.
I'll put her contact information into the description. Okay, last question. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
So yes, of course. Even if you are somewhat interested in pursuing this AI dual degree, I really encourage you to take the time to look more into the program and really consider this degree. I honestly think it's a phenomenal opportunity, and it's very unique. There's not a lot of schools that have this offered, and it would be an amazing opportunity to kind of come out of your 5 years with 2 Bachelor of Engineering Science and to have the artificial intelligence background. I think you can definitely get a lot out of this program. And of course, if you ever have any questions, find an upper year in the program and ask those specific questions. I definitely challenge you to do that.
Thank you. I think that's great advice. And AI definitely is something that's not going to go away and is just going to get increasingly more popular in the future. So getting ahead of that and preparing yourself for that is excellent.
Yes, I'm super excited to see where this goes. So I hope you all consider joining the program.